Did you know your colon can hold up to 20 pounds of waste, even in people who feel healthy? That's right. And sometimes all it takes is one simple glass of the right drink to start clearing it out in just minutes. I'm Dr. Howard Tucker, a longevity doctor who's been practicing medicine for decades. And today, we're going to reveal something that has seniors everywhere, rethinking how they cleanse and protect their gut.
And I'm Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, a Japanese physician and longevity expert who has spent more than a century studying the body's ability to heal itself. What we're sharing today is not a gimmick. It's grounded in decades of clinical wisdom and backed by research that shows how the colon, when cleansed naturally, can restore energy, reduce bloating, and even sharpen your mind.
That's the part I think most people don't realize. This isn't just about digestion. A sluggish colon can affect memory, sleep, and even heart health because of the way toxins circulate.
Exactly. And while many seniors turn to expensive supplements or harsh laxatives, the truth is one glass of a natural drink, something that's been used in Japanese and Western medicine alike, can trigger the colon to empty gently but effectively.
Stay with us, because in this episode we'll explore how this works, what science says about it, and why seniors in particular can benefit within just 10 minutes of that first sip. Now, let's set the stage here. Most people over 60 think constipation or bloating is just part of aging. But what if I told you the colon itself often holds on to waste for days, sometimes weeks, creating a backlog that affects the entire body?
And the body gives you signs, subtle at first. Sluggish mornings, cloudy memory, that heavy feeling in the belly after even a small meal. These aren't random. They're signals that the colon isn't moving waste the way it should.
I remember a patient who said, "Doctor, I feel full even when I haven't eaten much." She thought it was just age, but really, her colon was so backed up that food wasn't moving properly. That backup creates toxins, and toxins don't just stay in the gut, they spread.
Precisely. In Japanese medicine, we often say, the colon is the mirror of the body. If it's sluggish, the skin looks dull. If it's overloaded, the joints ache. And if it's inflamed, the brain feels foggy. Western science confirms this now. Studies from the Journal of Gastroenterology and Hepatology show that poor colon clearance raises inflammation markers throughout the body.
And that's where this simple drink comes in. It doesn't just push waste out. It signals the colon to contract naturally. No harsh chemicals, no dependency, just hydration, fiber, and electrolytes working with the body instead of against it.
Think of it like washing a clogged pipe. If water trickles slowly, debris builds up. But the right flush clears the pipe and resets the flow. The colon works the same way. The drink rehydrates the walls, softens old waste, and restores rhythm to muscles that often slow down with age.
And the timing shocks people. 10 minutes. That's usually all it takes to feel the first stirrings in the belly, because the colon responds immediately when given the right triggers. Seniors especially feel it faster because their systems have often been waiting for that kind of push.
Exactly. And it's not just relief in the bathroom. Once the colon empties, circulation improves. The liver filters more effectively. Even the brain gets a clearer flow of oxygen and nutrients. Patients often report better sleep the same night and more energy the next morning.
I've even seen blood pressure readings improve, because when the gut is inflamed, the whole vascular system feels the strain. Remove the source, and suddenly the body calms down.
That's why in longevity medicine we never treat the colon as just plumbing. It's central to aging well. In fact, Harvard research shows that seniors with regular bowel movements have a to lower risk of cognitive decline compared to those struggling with chronic constipation.
That's a stunning number, and it means that something as simple as one daily glass taken at the right time can literally protect the brain as much as the gut.
Yes, but here's the important distinction. Not every so-called colon cleanse drink is safe. Harsh laxatives strip the colon lining, leaving seniors weaker. What we're talking about today is a gentle, natural option that nourishes while it cleanses.
And that's what makes this conversation so important, because seniors listening right now don't need another pill, another gimmick, or a 3-day juice fast. They need something simple, proven, and safe enough to use often.
And when they discover how this drink works, they'll realize it's not just about cleansing, it's about renewal, refreshing the body from the inside out.
All right, doctor, the suspense is building. Everyone listening wants to know what's in this glass that can clear the colon in just minutes.
The foundation is simple: warm water, lemon juice, and a small amount of salt. That's it. 3 ingredients most people already have in their kitchen.
Wait, that's it? People are probably thinking this sounds too easy.
And that's the beauty of it. Warm water hydrates and relaxes the colon muscles. Lemon juice provides citric acid and vitamin C, which stimulate peristalsis, the natural wave-like motion of the intestines. And the salt, specifically sea salt or Himalayan salt, brings electrolytes that pull water into the colon. Together, they create a flush that starts working almost immediately.
I can already picture some listeners shaking their heads, saying, "How could a squeeze of lemon and a pinch of salt change my digestion?" But I've seen the science. Electrolytes change the osmotic balance in the gut, don't they?
Exactly. Think of it like a tide. When you add salt to water, it naturally draws more fluid into the colon. That extra hydration softens hardened stool, wakes up nerve endings, and signals the colon to move. It's not about forcing the body, it's about giving it the missing pieces so it can function properly again.
And the warmth of the water matters too, right? Because I remember research from the World Journal of Gastroenterology showing that warm water speeds up gastric emptying and stimulates intestinal movement more than cold water.
Correct. Cold water can actually slow digestion temporarily. Warm water, however, relaxes the muscles of the digestive tract. For seniors with slowed motility, that relaxation is critical. It lowers resistance and lets the colon respond naturally.
So in practice, you're saying this glass acts like a natural reset button.
Precisely. Within 10 minutes, many people feel rumbling or gurgling in the abdomen. That's peristalsis being reactivated. And the best part is that it's not harsh. The body is doing the work. It just needed a signal.
I've had patients ask, "Isn't lemon juice too acidic?" But here's the twist. Inside the body, lemon actually has an alkalizing effect once metabolized.
That's right. Lemon juice balances pH, supports liver detoxification, and brings in vitamin C, which also boosts collagen production. And remember, collagen isn't just for skin. It strengthens the colon lining itself, making it more resilient.
And seniors in particular often deal with dehydration, don't they? Which makes stool harder and colon movements weaker.
Yes. In fact, a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that mild dehydration doubles the risk of constipation in older adults. This drink addresses that directly, rehydrating while stimulating movement.
So what you're describing isn't just a cleanse. It's hydration therapy, electrolyte support, and digestive stimulation rolled into one glass.
Exactly, and it's gentle enough to use regularly, unlike chemical laxatives that weaken the colon over time. This is why I always remind seniors, your body doesn't need punishment. It needs partnership.
That's a powerful way to put it. And it explains why so many people feel lighter, more energetic, even clearer in the mind after something as simple as this drink.
Because when the colon is cleared, inflammation lowers, the liver breathes easier, and the gut-brain connection improves. Seniors often tell me, I feel like a fog lifted. And that's not just in their imagination. It's the biology of detoxification.
That makes me think of something else. Many seniors struggle with multiple medications. This gentle cleanse could actually help them absorb their prescriptions better, right?
Absolutely. A sluggish colon often interferes with absorption. Once the pathway is clear, medications and nutrients from food are absorbed more effectively. It's like cleaning a dirty window. You finally let the light through.
So, doctor, let's get a practical here. Seniors listening are probably wondering, when should I drink this? Morning? Evening? Before meals? After meals? Timing must matter, right?
Timing is everything. For the best results, this drink should be taken first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. That's when the colon is most responsive. After a night of rest, the digestive system is in a quiet state, waiting for the first signal of the day. Warm water with lemon and salt provides that signal almost instantly.
I've seen the same in my practice. Patients who drink it before breakfast report not just better bowel movements, but also less bloating during the day. And when you start the day clean, everything else feels lighter.
Exactly. Starting in the morning means the body has the whole day to benefit from improved digestion, circulation, and nutrient absorption. If you take it late at night, it can sometimes disturb sleep because the colon starts moving just as you're trying to rest.
That makes sense. Seniors often already struggle with sleep, so triggering the colon at bedtime could be counterproductive. Morning it is, but what about frequency? Should this be done every single day?
Not every day. That's a common misconception. This drink is a reset, not a replacement for daily habits like fiber, hydration, and movement. For most seniors, 2 to 3 times a week is enough to keep the colon active and clear without overdoing it.
So it's more like a scheduled tune-up than a daily prescription.
Precisely. Think of it as giving your digestive system a gentle reminder, a push to stay on track. If someone is struggling with chronic constipation, they might start with every other day for a week, then taper down to twice a week as things improve.
And consistency matters more than intensity, right? One glass won't solve years of digestive issues, but regular use can create a rhythm.
Yes, the colon loves rhythm. When you hydrate it at the same times each week, it begins to expect and respond. Over time, many seniors find they need the drink less often because their digestion has naturally reset.
I also want to point out something important here. Seniors should avoid the temptation to add more salt or drink multiple glasses thinking it will work faster.
Thank you for saying that. Too much salt can strain the kidneys and raise blood pressure. A small pinch, about half a teaspoon in warm water, is all that's needed. Doubling or tripling the dose doesn't make the colon respond better. It only risks imbalance.
And what about people with medical conditions like hypertension, kidney disease, or heart problems? Should they be cautious?
Very cautious. Anyone with those conditions should talk to their doctor before trying this. For some, even a little added salt could be risky. In those cases, warm water with lemon alone can still provide a gentle stimulation without the electrolyte effect.
That's reassuring, because safety always comes first. Seniors need to know this isn't a cure-all, but rather a supportive tool.
Exactly. It's a bridge, something to help them regain control while they build healthier, long-term habits, like eating fiber-rich foods, drinking enough water, and staying active.
And when the colon is cleared regularly, everything else works better. The brain, the heart, the joints. It's like turning the body's engine from sluggish to smooth.
Yes, and that's why I often call the colon the second brain. Its state influences not only digestion, but also mood, energy, and clarity. Seniors who adopt this practice often describe feeling calmer, lighter, and more focused, sometimes after just a few weeks.
That's the kind of change that can transform daily life. And it's why this isn't just about cleansing, it's about restoring confidence in your own body.
Absolutely. Because when you don't fear constipation or bloating, you move more freely, you socialize more, and you live with less hesitation. It's a small step with ripple effects into independence and dignity.
Doctor, you've given us the science and the schedule, but let's talk about the experience. A senior listening right now might be nervous. They're asking themselves, what will it feel like the first time I drink this?
That's such an important question, because expectation shapes the whole experience. Within about 10 to 20 minutes of drinking, most people feel a gentle warmth in the stomach. Then, gurgling sounds, what we call borborygmi, start to signal that the intestines have woken up.
So it's not pain, not cramping, just movement.
Exactly. It's the body's natural peristalsis being reactivated. Many seniors describe it as a rolling or rumbling, like a quiet engine turning on after being idle. Soon after, the urge to go to the bathroom follows. For most, it's quick and relieving, not violent or uncomfortable.
That reassurance matters, because many seniors have been burned by harsh laxatives. Those can cause urgency, cramps, even dehydration. This drink, on the other hand, works with the body's rhythm.
Correct. It's not about forcing elimination, but about rehydrating and encouraging the colon to move on its own. And here's what surprises people. After the cleanse, they often report feeling lighter, not just physically, but mentally.
Yes, I've had patients tell me they feel as if a fog has lifted. Suddenly their energy rises, their mood improves. That's the gut-brain connection in action.
Right. Research from the Journal of Psychiatric Research confirms that gut health directly impacts serotonin production, which influences mood and cognition. When the colon clears, inflammation decreases, and the brain benefits almost immediately.
And seniors notice that difference the same day, don't they?
They do. A few hours later, they often feel less bloated, their abdomen feels flatter, and digestion of their next meal becomes smoother. Some even report clearer skin within days because the body isn't pushing toxins out through the skin anymore.
That's remarkable. And I want to highlight something you've said before, the ripple effect. When waste isn't sitting in the colon, nutrients from food absorb better, meaning more energy from the same meal.
Exactly. Imagine two gardens, one with clogged soil, another freshly watered and aerated. Seeds grow better in the second. The colon works the same way. Once it's clear, nutrients like B vitamins, magnesium, and protein are absorbed more effectively. That translates to steadier energy and sharper memory.
I love that analogy. And it's so empowering for seniors because instead of adding more supplements, sometimes the answer is just clearing the pathway.
Yes, and another immediate effect many people don't expect is improved circulation. With less pressure in the abdomen, blood flow improves to the legs and brain. Seniors often notice warmer hands and feet afterward.
That's fascinating. So we're not just talking about bathroom relief. We're talking about better blood flow, more oxygen to the brain, even steadier balance.
Precisely. And when used consistently, that translates to fewer dizzy spells, fewer restless nights, and even better blood pressure control. The colon is central to so many hidden systems.
It makes sense now why traditional Japanese longevity practices always emphasized cleansing rituals. It wasn't vanity, it was systemic renewal.
Exactly. In Japan, simple morning drinks like this have been used for generations, not as a quick fix, but as a rhythm of care. Modern science now validates what ancient wisdom always knew. The colon is a gateway to overall vitality.
So, for seniors listening who are about to try this for the first time, here's the takeaway. Expect warmth, gentle movement, a trip to the bathroom, and then a cascade of benefits you'll feel throughout the day.
And remember, this isn't just about what leaves the body. It's about what enters more freely afterward. Nutrients, energy, clarity, and life itself.
Doctor, we've covered what happens in the first 10 minutes, the first few hours. But let's talk long term. If a senior makes this drink part of their weekly routine, what changes can they realistically expect over time?
That's the heart of it. In the short term, it's relief. In the long term, it's transformation. When the colon is cleared regularly, inflammation levels in the body drop. That alone has profound effects on heart health, brain clarity, and even joint pain.
Because inflammation is the hidden driver behind so many age-related conditions, isn't it? Arthritis, memory decline, cardiovascular disease, they all tie back to chronic inflammation.
Exactly. And the colon is a major source of that inflammation when waste lingers too long. By gently cleansing, seniors lower the constant toxic load, which helps protect not only digestion, but the entire immune system. Studies in Frontiers in Immunology confirm that gut balance is directly linked to immune resilience, especially in older adults.
That explains why seniors who adopt this habit often report fewer colds, fewer infections, even fewer flare-ups of chronic conditions. Their defenses are stronger.
Yes, and that immune resilience leads to more energy for daily life. Another long-term benefit is improved nutrient absorption. Over time, the colon becomes less sluggish, which means vitamins, minerals, and proteins from food are absorbed more efficiently. Seniors notice this as better hair, stronger nails, healthier skin, and steadier strength.
I've had patients tell me their morning stiffness eased after a month of using this drink, and they were shocked. It wasn't a new pill or cream, just better digestion and circulation.
That's very common. When inflammation decreases, the joints stop aching as much. Muscles feel less heavy, and balance improves. Seniors often describe walking with more confidence, climbing stairs without fear, or even gardening again.
And independence is the ultimate goal, isn't it? Seniors want to stay active, social, and self-sufficient. This practice, though simple, can extend those years of independence.
Absolutely. In fact, research from the American Journal of Geriatric Society shows that seniors with regular bowel function are more likely to maintain independence longer, partly because digestion influences strength, mood, and brain health all at once.
Let's touch on the brain, because you've hinted at it before. How does a clean colon influence memory and clarity?
The gut and brain are connected by the vagus nerve. When the colon is inflamed, it sends distress signals to the brain, leading to fog, anxiety, or poor sleep. But when the colon is clear and balanced, serotonin and dopamine production stabilize. Seniors report sharper focus, calmer moods, and even improved sleep over time.
And that creates a positive cycle. When you sleep better, you digest better. When you digest better, you move more. And when you move more, you feel younger.
Precisely. That's why I say this drink is not just about the colon, it's about longevity itself. It's a keystone habit that supports the body in ways seniors can feel week after week.
And I imagine the long-term safety is part of its appeal. Unlike harsh cleanses or fad diets, this can be sustained for months and years without harm.
Correct. As long as seniors follow the safe guidelines, moderate salt, warm water, lemon for stimulation, it remains a gentle ally. Over time, the body adapts not by becoming dependent, but by regaining its own natural rhythm. That's the ultimate victory.
That's a hopeful message, because many seniors feel their bodies are working against them. What you're describing is the opposite, the body waiting to work with them again.
Yes. And when seniors embrace this, they often feel a sense of renewal, like they're not just surviving aging, but actively reshaping it.
So for everyone listening, the message is simple. This drink isn't a magic bullet, but it is a powerful tool. Over weeks and months, it supports cleaner digestion, lower inflammation, stronger immunity, sharper memory, and more independence.
Exactly. And all of that starts with one glass, repeated consistently, respectfully, and wisely.
Doctor, I love where this is going. We've established the drink itself is powerful, but seniors listening right now are probably asking, can I make it even more effective? Are there little tweaks that boost the benefits?
Absolutely. The drink is the foundation, but when paired with a few simple habits, its effects multiply. One of the easiest enhancements is adding gentle movement right after drinking. A short walk around the house or a few minutes of stretching can accelerate the colon's response.
That makes sense. Movement signals the body it's time to wake up. I've told patients, don't just sit down after the glass. Let the body flow with it. Even lifting the knees gently while seated can help.
Precisely. In Japan, we often recommend light abdominal breathing, or what we call hara breathing. Place one hand on the stomach, inhale deeply, and exhale slowly. This massages the intestines internally, helping the drink do its job faster.
That's brilliant. So not only does the colon get hydrated, but the breathing activates the diaphragm, which presses gently on the intestines. It's like giving the body an internal massage.
Exactly. And for those who want to pair it with food, adding high-fiber meals later in the day helps maintain the cleanse. Think oats in the morning or steamed vegetables with lunch. The cleanse clears the pathway, and the fiber keeps it moving.
And fiber doesn't just add bulk, it feeds the microbiome. I remember reading in Nature Reviews Gastroenterology that seniors with diverse gut bacteria live longer, healthier lives.
Correct. A healthy microbiome produces short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation, strengthen the colon lining, and even protect the brain. When the colon is cleansed first, those beneficial bacteria thrive better.
So the sequence matters. Cleanse, then nourish.
Yes. and hydration must continue through the day. One mistake seniors make is drinking the morning cleanse and then forgetting water. Staying hydrated keeps the stool soft and prevents toxins from building up again.
I often tell my patients to treat water like medicine, small doses, repeated often. That alone can transform digestion.
Very true. Another enhancement is timing the drink with sunlight exposure. Drinking it in the morning, then stepping outside for 10 minutes helps regulate circadian rhythm. The colon, brain, and hormones all align better.
That's fascinating. So cleansing the colon plus natural light actually helps reset the body clock. And better rhythm means better sleep at night.
Exactly. And sleep in turn restores the digestive system. It's a cycle. The drink is the spark, but lifestyle keeps the fire steady.
What about foods to avoid right after? Anything that could cancel out the benefits?
Heavy fried foods or processed sugar are best avoided within the first few hours. They inflame the colon lining just after you've cleansed it. Instead, choose something gentle, warm porridge, fruit, or light broth. That way, the body builds on the cleanse instead of undoing it.
That's such a practical tip. Too often, people treat cleansing like a reset button, then go right back to habits that clog them up in the first place.
Yes, and that's the key mindset shift. Cleansing isn't an event. It's part of a rhythm of care. Small adjustments after the drink, movement, breathing, hydration, clean foods, turn a simple ritual into a long-term health anchor.
And I can imagine seniors feeling proud of themselves when they see results. It's not about chasing complicated routines, it's about stacking small wins.
Absolutely. That pride builds consistency, and consistency builds health. Over time, the colon cleanse becomes more than a glass of water. It becomes a symbol of taking charge of aging, one choice at a time.
Doctor, this conversation has been remarkable. We started with a single glass of water, lemon, and salt, and yet what we've uncovered is much bigger. This isn't just about cleansing the colon, it's about reshaping how seniors see their bodies.
Yes. Too often, aging is treated as decline. But what we've shown today is that even simple choices can tilt the balance back toward vitality. A glass of this drink can clear waste, but more importantly, it clears doubt. It shows the body still responds, still heals, still wants to work with us.
That's what I love most about your perspective. Aging isn't the end of function. It's a chance to rediscover function. When a senior takes this drink and feels movement, clarity, and relief within minutes, it changes their confidence.
Exactly. And confidence is medicine in itself. When someone believes their body still has power, they walk differently, they think differently, and they live differently. That's the deeper cleanse we're talking about.
And I want every senior listening right now to think about this. If one simple glass can trigger such a change, what else could be possible with the right choices? What other systems in the body are waiting for a signal?
That's the open door. Colon health connects to brain health, joint strength, immunity, even mood. But what if the colon is just the beginning? What if learning to support it is a training ground for supporting the entire aging process?
And that's the cliffhanger, isn't it? Because the colon may be where we start, but it's not where the story ends.
Correct. There are other, simple, science-backed practices that restore balance in minutes, just like this drink. But the beauty is, you don't need to chase them all at once. You start with one, and the body begins to teach you.
That's the invitation we want to leave with our listeners. Don't just hear this episode and think, interesting, try it. Pour the glass. Feel the shift. Let your own body prove to you what's possible.
And when you do, notice not only the physical change, but the emotional one. Notice how your confidence grows, how your energy rises, how you begin to trust your body again. That trust is the foundation of longevity.
Doctor, you've given us so much to think about. A simple cleanse becomes a symbol of something far greater, the chance to age with dignity, strength, and choice.
Yes. And I will leave our listeners with one thought. Your body is not against you. Even now, it is waiting for you to give it the signals, the support, the partnership it deserves. A glass of warm water with lemon and salt is not just a drink. It is a conversation with your own life.
That's beautiful. So to everyone listening, what conversation will you start today? If one glass can awaken the colon, what small action might awaken the rest of you?
That is the question. And the answer is waiting in your own experience.
And with that, we'll leave you curious, hopeful, and ready to take action. This has been the Senior Health Podcast, reminding you that every choice, no matter how small, is a chance to cleanse not just the body, but the way you live.